Y'all enjoyed it so much, and so did we. So we're bringing back meal prep for another week. We've got several recipes included in these 2 meals that we're meal prepping for the week, so you're gonna love all of them. We've got more of a comfort food meal prep, and then we also have a Chipotle style meal prep, but let me just tell you, it's better than Chipotle. And for the kicker, when I'm filming this portion right now, it is June 3rd, and we are celebrating a 25-year wedding anniversary, and we're gonna share with you some video clips from our wedding 25 years ago. That will be at the end, so make sure you stay tuned. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. And if you enjoy this type of content, getting new recipes, getting meal prep ideas, just general dinner recipes, this is the place for you. So in honor of our anniversary, why don't you just show some love, give some love to that subscribe button so that you don't miss any future content. Okay, let's get started. For our first meal prep, we're gonna be making a pork loin in the oven. Now you could definitely do this on a smoker as well. You just really wanna pay attention to the temperature, the internal temperature, so you don't dry it out. But this will be a great use of a pork loin that we have from ButcherBox because it's about 3.5 pounds. It's going to feed us for several days. We're also going to make a very yummy, creamy sauce to go over the pork loin, so stay tuned for that. We're gonna get started on the pork loin first, so we need to preheat the oven. We're gonna preheat this to 425. We will be bringing the temperature down once we get it started. I'll tell you more about that later, but let's let that preheat. We are prepped and ready. So I've got a pork loin here. This one is 3.5 pounds or so. It's got that nice fat cap on top, which has a lot of flavor. We're gonna leave that on there. But I'm gonna transfer it here to this baking sheet that's lined with aluminum foil. And here's where I ask my cameraman to help me.
Uh-oh, what you want me to do?
So we've got to season this, but in order to help the seasonings kind of adhere and to give some extra flavor, we're gonna put a little bit of the Dub sauce on here, but I've got nasty hands, so I need you to do that.
Okay, I can do that.
So he's gonna reach in here and pour a little bit of the Dub sauce on there for us. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, the Dub sauce is the Worcestershire sauce. And I'm gonna kind of rub it around, just make sure it's good and coated. Excellente.
You missed a little spot right there.
Okay.
That's great.
All right, now my lovely assistant is gonna help me again. We're gonna be using a seasoning blend from Spice Titan. Which one is this one called, babe?
It's called the Barista Barbecue.
So you can do whatever you want. You can do salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, whatever you would like. But we're just gonna use this one because it sounded like a really great blend and it smells like a really great blend. He's gonna liberally put this on here.
On there.
And I'm gonna just pat it in really well.
Get the sides too.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh gosh, that smells good, babe. Now, you could smoke your pork loin too. We've got a big green egg and we talked about possibly doing that, but just for time's sake and ease of recording, we decided to do it in the oven today.
I don't know when to stop.
I think it's about that time. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, she pretty. You know, I meant to spray this with some spray.
Look, I got you.
Look.
I got you. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Thank you. Okay, our oven is ready, so let's put this in. We're gonna let this hang out at 425 for 15 minutes. Then I'm gonna bump the temperature down, and I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, our timer went off. So now what we're gonna do is bump the temperature down to 375. Let it bake for another 45 minutes. We do want to check on this pork and just see what the internal temperature is. So let's pull this out. It says the timer has another 5 minutes on it, but I don't want this to dry out because that's the only bad thing about pork loin is it can dry out. So you really want to monitor that temperature. I want it to get it to about 140 and then we'll take it out and tint it and let it come up to 145. So let's put this back in. So at 5 minutes, we checked it again and it was not quite there, so we did another 5 minutes. So total, it's been in there for what, an hour and 5 minutes? So let's test it and see where we're at. We're definitely done. We're gonna let this rest and start on the sauce that's gonna go over top of this. So for the sauce that we're gonna put on top of our pork loin each time we eat, it's gonna be a creamy Dijon sauce. I'm excited to try this one. I've got this pot heating to about medium heat, maybe medium low. We need a 1/2 cup of heavy cream. And then we need a tablespoon each of Dijon mustard. And I've got this stone ground mustard. You can do like any type of, like the whole grain, that type thing. Any type of mustard like that should be good. So, oh, it's just coming out. We need about a tablespoon of that as well. So let's whisk that together. And we're not gonna make this simmer. We're just going to warm it through. So that's why we've got it kind of on a lower heat. We're gonna let this warm through. And once it gets warm, we'll add a few more ingredients. So now that that's warmed through, I'm gonna add about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, not a lot, and some pepper. And then we've got about 2 teaspoons or so, maybe a tablespoon of chopped parsley. And then we also have about a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of chopped thyme. We're gonna add that in. We're gonna let that heat on low. We don't need this to come up to a simmer. We don't want it to. We just want it to heat through. So we're gonna let that hang out while we go make our side dish for our pork dish. We are prepping our Brussels sprouts. So we're gonna have these in the air fryer here in just a second, and this is what we'll have with our pork loin. What am I always scared of?
That you're gonna overdo the ingredients. And I bet they can't hear me right now.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You don't have your mic on. He said, right before we started filming, he said, don't be scared. You're always scared. He's talking about me and salt, pepper, all the stuff, because I'm always hesitant to go too much, because I know you can't take away. You can always add more.
I know.
But you can't take away, and I'm scared to death I'm gonna mess it up.
Just don't pay me no attention.
Nobody pays you no attention, no way. All right, so we've got our Brussels sprouts here. I'm gonna put a healthy dose of olive oil on there. Toss that around. We're just gonna do kind of like the maple Brussels sprouts. I've done a version of this before. Pour some maple syrup over them.
Don't be scared.
I'm about to throw this on you. And then we need some salt and pepper. Y'all, this man, he's testing me today. So he turned off the camera and said, I think you can do a little bit more maple. Got it. Thanks. But I wanted to stir this up first and kind of see what we were looking like. I mean, I can smell the maple, but if you want me to put a little bit more on there,
What does maple smell like?
Sweet.
Okay.
Rude. Don't question me. All right, we'll do a little bit more.
Thank you, baby.
All right, think that's good. Let's, oh, you know what? I forgot to preheat my air fryer, so let me do that. We're gonna preheat it to 380. When in doubt, I just come over here to this air fryer cooking times magnet that I have, and I can look here, it says 380 for 15 minutes. That's how we're gonna cook it, and that's how I know how long to cook things. I have this linked in my Amazon store. It is so helpful. I use it all the time. Okay, so that we don't have to wash the air fryer basket, we're gonna use this little silicone basket for our air fryer today. Let's put this in, there we go. And we're gonna put this on 380 for about 15 minutes. Oh, she crispy. That looks delicious. We're gonna let that hang out here, and it's time to slice up our pork. It's been resting for what, 30 minutes, babe? Mm-hmm. It's been just chilling out. So it's time to slice it. Do you want to do the honors?
Can I?
Yes, please.
Yay! I'm gonna use this bread knife.
What?
I'm gonna tell you right now, there's something about this bread knife. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. I don't want to cut these too thick.
No, I was gonna say, definitely keep them maybe a ½ inch.
But we'll go a little thinner, just a touch.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh, look at the steam still coming up out of that.
Look at that, y'all.
This is gonna be
Look at that crust. That's what
delicious.
I wanted to make sure we still had plenty of that crust.
Well, we do. All right, so you finish that up. I'm gonna go check on the Dijon sauce over there. It's been hanging out over here on low. It smells so good. So in full disclosure, we are having this as our dinner tonight, and then all the rest of it we're gonna pack up for meal prep. Also, we're gonna do our second meal prep tomorrow, and you can blame that on Steven.
Do what?
He's really tired. He got up at 4 o'clock this morning and could not go back to sleep, and it's 5, almost 6 o'clock. So he's really tired. So we'll finish our meal prep tomorrow, but let's go ahead and taste test this and prep these for the fridge. This is gonna taste good.
Baby, this is gonna be good. I know it.
He's cutting it up for us. It smells so good. Ready?
Yep.
Tink.
Oh, wow.
Honey, that's so good.
Man, that is amazing. That is delicious. That crust on there too?
That sauce?
Man, still juicy. I can cut it with my fork.
Oh, delicious with all those seasonings.
It's like smoky, a little bit of spice, really deep flavors there.
But that sauce too, wow. What a simple sauce, and it tastes so good.
Yeah.
All right, let's try some Brussels.
Oh man.
The sweetness of the maple syrup on there balances so well with that
Oh,
Brussels flavor.
Oh, that's a perfect pairing there.
This is gonna be such a good lunch this week.
You want to keep me off of this.
We're gonna finish eating and then we'll show you how we kind of divvy this up. And then we'll be back tomorrow to do the second recipe. So we debated on how to do the sauce, but since we've got to heat it through as well, we're just gonna drizzle it on there and it'll heat up with it. Just a note too, somebody asked, or a couple people asked, you know, how last week when we did this, how are we gonna heat up the heated portion and keep the other portion cold? I don't ever reheat in plastic. I always transfer it to a plate and reheat it. So just a heads up, I don't do that. Okay, there's one lunch, 2 more to go. It is now the next day, and it just so happens to be our 25th wedding anniversary today.
Happy anniversary, babe.
I'm telling you what, I cannot believe it's been 25 years. I can't imagine life without him, but yet 25 years, I can't believe I'm old enough to have been married for 25 years. Just if you don't know, we got married, I was 18, he had just turned 21, so we were very young. We're not so young anymore, but it's been a good 25 years. So we're gonna give you some flashbacks of 25 years ago today, so stay tuned. But first, let's start to prep our kind of burrito bowls that we're doing. We made this rice yesterday. I'm gonna show you how we made that now. Instead of just plain rice, we're gonna jazz up our burrito bowls that we're making with some cilantro lime rice. So I've got this pot heated to about medium heat, and I've got a cup of, we're using basmati rice. I did already rinse it pretty well, so it may pop at us a little bit. So we're just gonna let this brown here in the olive oil for just a couple of minutes. Now that this has been cooking for maybe 5 minutes, we've had it browning over here and just kind of been tossing it around. We're gonna add in a couple of cloves of minced garlic, and we're gonna let that cook for about 30 seconds to a minute. We don't wanna burn it, but we do want it to get good and fragrant. Okay, so now we're gonna add in our water. I've got 2 cups of water since we're doing 1 cup of rice. Okay, along with that, we're gonna add in about a teaspoon of salt and the zest of 1 lime. Stir that around and bring it up to a simmer. I'm gonna turn the heat up just a little bit. We have come up to a boil, B-O-I-L, boil, and we're gonna turn this down to about almost low. I'm gonna give it 1 little stir, pop the lid on, and we've got that going up there, so I'll set a timer down here. We'll do 17 minutes. We are done over on the stovetop. Look at that. It's so fluffy. Look how fluffy that is. Okay, now for the good stuff. We put the zest in here already. We need to add the juice. So we have the juice of 1 lime, and then we've got some chopped cilantro. I'm gonna add that much in first. Stir it around, see if we need any more. Oh my gosh, y'all, I wish you could smell this. I'm gonna add just a little bit more. There we go. We're gonna let this cool so that we can put it into our meal prep. I feel like I'm doing a puppet show. We can put it into our meal prep containers. So we're just gonna leave this sitting here. Let's make the chimichurri. I hate saying that. You say it.
Chimichurri.
Chimichurri.
Think chimichanga, but we're in a hurry, so it's chimichurri, okay?
I love that. We're gonna make that for our steak bites. So let's get started. I need 1/3 cup of extra virgin olive oil. We need a couple of tablespoons of white wine vinegar. We need 1 garlic clove minced, but we're gonna use this garlic paste just to make it easier on ourselves since we already have it. About 1/2 teaspoon of salt, just about 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, dried oregano, 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, which we love. Gives it a little bit of heat. And then 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and whisk that together, but then we have a very important ingredient that we haven't chopped up yet. Parsley, baby. We need a lot of parsley.
All right.
We need about 1/2 cup of finely chopped parsley. So I'm just gonna pull the ends off here. Let's start chopping this up. I'm gonna remove some of these stems because there's quite a few of the thicker stems in here. I don't want that in there. Okay, so we removed all of the longer stems because we don't want that. Now let's go through and just chop this as much as we can. Okay, I went through this and chopped it pretty fine. You could also do this in the food processor if you really want to make sure that you have it super duper fine. You need about 1/2 cup of really finely chopped parsley. It's a different type of chop is a charp. Make sure you're subscribed, you know, for more technical terms like that. I will educate you really quickly. Let's stir that up. Ooh, look at that. I don't know, we might could do a little more parsley. It smells good. That is a flavor explosion. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's really good, but we have a lot of the sauce on top, so I'm gonna chop up a little more parsley just to kind of help soak up some of that, and then we'll be ready. Did a little more parsley just to help soak it up a little bit. That looks a little bit better. It's so much flavor. I cannot wait to put this on top of our steak. For our burrito bowls to kind of go on top, we're gonna make a black bean salsa. I've already drained and rinsed this can of black beans. Now we need to do some chopping and dicing. So I've got some cilantro here. I'll go ahead and chop that up. I think that's good. And we had a little bit of cilantro left that we had cut up last night when we made the cilantro lime rice. So I'm just gonna add that to it and make a mess. So we need some diced red onion as well. I'm just gonna use the rest of this red onion that I have. Should I get the dicer out so I don't have to dice this up?
I think so.
I think so too. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. So I just cut that in half. And then we also need to dice this green bell pepper. So I'll prep that and we'll just go grab the dicer because that just makes life easier. I got my handy dandy dicer down. Work my aggression out.
Get mad at it. Don't let it beat you.
Oh, did you see that?
It got away.
It escaped. Hold on. I gotta pick this up off the floor. And then our green bell pepper. So let's add our diced veggies here. Add our cilantro too. Now, we need some corn. I've already thawed this whole bag. We need almost the whole bag. So pour that in. While I'm here, let's put some garlic in. We just need 1 clove, and that's probably more like 2 to 3 cloves. We need to dice tomato, and I have some great news. This tomato came from our garden. It was one of the very first ones that we picked. So
yay, first fruits.
I know, and then we're gonna go out in just a second. I think there's a jalapeno that's ready out in our garden, so we're gonna go pick that in just a minute. But let's go ahead and chop this up. So let's add our tomato in there. And let's go grab a jalapeno from our garden. So I gotta take off my holy slippers and put on my garden shoes. Look, so check out these tomatoes first of all. We've got 2 regular tomato plants, and then we have 2 cherry tomato plants, and the number of clusters that we have on here is absolutely ridiculous. There are so many tomatoes. So I have a feeling we're gonna be giving some away this year. But right here in the middle, I think there's a good sized jalapeno in here. Look at that, she's pretty. You wanna use that one, babe?
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's add our jalapeno. Oh, she's pretty. So I asked him to take the membrane out of one side just so that we have a little less spice, but he doesn't mind just using his bare hands. I always stick my fingers in my eye within 20-30 minutes of doing this, and it burns like crazy, so I'm very thankful. So we need about 1/4 cup of olive oil and 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar, which is probably about all we have left in here. Maybe not even that much. We just gotta go with what we gotta go with. You know what? There is a fly in here, and it's driving me nuts, but it won't last long. Maggie Moo is a fly killer. Let me just tell you, she will hunt down a fly and she will tackle it mid-air and kill it. I love it. It's so great. Yeah, we didn't quite have enough red wine vinegar. Should I add a little more? Like,
just a little more. It ain't gonna hurt nothing.
What kind? We got white wine. We got apple cider. We got regular. Take one and pass it back.
Take one and pass it back.
I did white wine vinegar. I mean, we needed like 1/8 of a cup of it. So I don't think it's gonna make that big of a difference. You gotta go with what you got. So let's pour that over top, and we need the juice of 1 lime, which I have right here. Let's stir that up, and then we're gonna add salt and pepper. I need a bigger spoon. Teeny tiny little spoon ain't cutting it. Should I take a bite?
I think you should.
I think I should too.
It's done.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That's real good. So I'm just gonna put the lid on this and stick it in the fridge, and then my part is over.
So I'm up next.
You are. It's time to do the steak on the Blackstone.
Listen, it's time for some red meat. Somebody said amen.
We all did.
It's time for some red meat. We got some sirloin tip here that came in the package already chopped up, but I went ahead and chopped it up even further just so that all the pieces are like 1 inch uniform. And then we also had like a sirloin.
Yeah, so we had steak tips from Butcher Box, but we didn't have quite enough.
Yeah.
So we had a sirloin from Butcher Box as well.
That's right.
That he just went ahead and chopped up too.
Went ahead and chopped that up. They're together now. I'm gonna put them in this bowl here, and then we'll start. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Sir.
Whoa. About lost control.
Now we gotta wipe this down because you touched it with raw meat hands.
No, I didn't. I touched it with my...
No, you didn't. You put it over here with this one.
Oh, I did?
Yes.
Well, dang.
I'm gonna grab a Clorox wipe. I'll be right back, y'all.
Listen, y'all can't be touching nothing with dirty hands around here.
I will.
There's a dirty hand police officer just waiting around every corner. You touched that with your dirty hand.
I fuss at him all the time. So I'm constantly walking behind him and cleaning stuff off because he'll touch it with a raw meat hand in it.
Okay, so I got my glove hand.
And got your good hand.
Got my good hand.
Okay, thank you, sir.
My naked hand. Is that appropriate to say?
I guess.
Look, we're going to put some of this Tuscan herb infused olive oil in there.
Okay.
Golly, that just looks good. Look at that. And I can take my dirty hand and kind of do this number here called mixing it up.
I love you.
Now look here, we got this from Spice Titan. I'm gonna tell you what, Spice Titan's been...
Well, we've been very impressed with everything we've tried.
They've been, look, see that guy? He's lifting up Spice Titan logo. You see that? He's been doing a lot of heavy lifting around here, old Spice Type.
He has.
Now, this is something called Malabar pepper. I don't know if I'm saying that correct. I think Malabar is like a pepper that comes from India.
Did you look that up, or are you making
somebody
that up?
right now is just busy typing. Stephen, and letting me know what that is.
Oh.
And we do appreciate it. Well, look here. We're going to put some of this Malabar pepper on here.
Okay.
This has got some, I mean, listen.
Okay, we listening.
Your mouth's going to water, okay? Spices, blackening, seasoning, celery seed, oregano, black pepper, bay leaves, cumin, thyme, cloves, paprika, salt, onion, garlic powder, sugar, lemon oil, brown chipotle powder, pink Himalayan sea salt, chili powder, garlic, onion.
Wow.
I mean, look, we just,
Look
that's
at that
what,
list.
yeah, that's what we got.
Okay, well, let's do it.
So that's what we're putting on this. It's got a smoky,
I'll smell it.
it's got a smoky, just earthy kind of
Ooh, it does
aroma to it. So we're going to doctor these bad boys up
Okay.
before we put them on the grill. And I am not afraid of the seasonings. This is going to give it a nice char too. Nice sear. Those herbs, look at that.
He ain't afraid. Look at
No,
that.
look, we're going to mix it up a little bit more.
And then add some more.
Yeah, I mean, go big or go home.
That's right.
Put a little bit more on there.
Okay. I'm going to press pause and let him continue to use the whole can on there.
Look, we still got a whole bunch left.
Just kidding. We'll be right back.
I mean, if it wasn't raw, I'd already be eating it. All right, now all we got to do is go outside.
To the Blackstone.
Turn the All we got to do is go outside and turn the Blackstone on. Don't laugh at me for messing up. Medium high heat. Let's get out there and get this done.
All right.
But you got to get your nose involved here. Man, that just smells delicious.
He said he thinks soy sauce will go well with this.
Oh man, I'm telling you what. Maybe even some Dub sauce. We'll just bring some soy sauce. We're not gonna hit it too much.
Okay.
We don't want to.
You want me to grab the Dub sauce too?
No, I think we'll be okay. We're gonna bring the beef tallow. If you ain't got beef tallow, just use whatever.
Right.
We're not gonna get
You can do butter if you want to.
butter. I mean, really, you want something kind of a high smoke
point. Yeah.
point. You know, so butter's not going to cut it until after. Now, you can use butter after you got it cooked. You want to throw some butter on the grill, maybe some garlic, get that all fragrant, and then mix it in with the meat. You could do that. But we're going to not go there today.
All right, master. Let's go outside.
All right, let's do it. Medium high heat. We want a good we want the cheering sound. All right, so we'll let that come up to temperature.
Okay.
We'll put our tallow down.
And go to town?
That's right.
Put our tallow down and go to town.
You're just so happy that rhymed.
I am. It makes me
excites you,
It
doesn't
makes me so happy. What do I want to say?
I don't know. What do you want to say?
Well, you rhymed. What's the saying when someone rhymes?
I was a poet and didn't know it.
I love you. That's it.
All right, y'all. Beef tallow. Get my spoonular here. Put down the tallow. Hello, tallow. Spoonular just ain't helping me too much right now. Come off of there. Let me show you what I'm working with here. First of all, look at that.
I'm so glad you took the day off today. So
I am too.
Yes, we are working right now doing this, but for the whole afternoon we're going to be gone. We're going on a date day, and
That's right.
we're actually going to go by the church where we got married and do some pictures out there.
That'll
My
be
friend
fun.
Shelly is going to meet us out there and do some pictures for us, so I'm excited.
All right, watch this.
We're watching.
Meat on.
Ooh, let me go get your thing. We always forget. Can't be having no grease splatters on you when we do pictures.
Yeah, I know.
The grill master Stephen has arrived.
I need all the help I can get.
Oh my gosh, it already smells so good. Wow, those seasonings though.
I'm going to tell you what.
Wow.
We might have, look, all the neighbors might just try
Yeah.
to
I don't know
invade
how much
right
we're going to
now.
have left over. Neighbors are just going to start showing up
Man,
with a
that
plate.
smells delicious. All right, here we go.
Oh, look at the color.
Look at that. Beautiful colors. That's the thing about the Blackstone, man. It's just hard to beat. You can't beat those. Look at that. That sear. And y'all, it ain't been on there but just
What, 2-3 minutes?
2 minutes at the
Yeah.
most.
It ain't going to take much longer.
No, we're
It's
going to be
time
done.
to eat.
We're going to be done here in a second. We're going with a little soy sauce, just enough, just to give it a little hint of flavor there. We're almost done, guys.
Yeah, they are almost done.
All
We
right.
got the chimichurri that we made yesterday.
Chimichurri. When you're in a hurry, eat your chimichurri.
That's going to go all over the steak bites. So we're going to lunch today for our anniversary, but we are going to do a little taste test now, just to see what we think of everything all together. Should we heat up the rice, or you think it'll be okay?
I like rice any old way.
Okay.
Especially when it's like this. I mean, that just, look how fluffy that is.
That's good. All right. Ooh, now we got black bean salsa.
That's right. I'll tell you what, meal prepping has been
It's
fun.
been great. We're enjoying it, and then
Yes.
come lunchtime, you don't have to think about anything. You just reach in and grab something.
That's
It's
exactly
been wonderful.
right. How's that? Is that too much?
No, I think that's perfect for us to split.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. All right. Are we ready?
We are ready. I'm ready.
Y'all.
That looks amazing.
Thank you.
What we're going in first?
I'm going with some steak first, because I got to try
Yeah,
that.
we got to try the steak. I agree.
Ooh, tink.
Man, you keep getting better. Man, the flavors on that is amazing. It's not as like, I was afraid it was going to be like overly too, I guess, tart or tangy or whatever. It is not. It is really good.
I had a really big piece. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Super tender.
Man.
Black bean salsa. Didn't you say you wanted to put sriracha mayo on top of this,
First
or
of all,
Cholula?
that meat is incredible.
It is.
Those spices on there, just a little smoky, very rich. You got a little bit of the zing, I guess, from the chimichurri. It is super good. Wow, I don't know if I've ever had anything like that. It's really good. All right, black bean salsa.
I just want to eat this for lunch.
Man.
Same.
That pairs really good with that steak because the steak's still got a little savoriness to it from the soy sauce and from the seasonings on there. And then
Chipotle who?
I'm telling you what, that is amazing. And this rice, y'all.
Please make this. I'm looking forward to lunches for the rest of
Yeah,
the week.
you're not going to find anything quite as flavorful as this mixture of amazing
He was
food.
saying earlier that he might put sriracha mayo on top or some Cholula. It doesn't even need it.
You don't need it, but
Of course.
now that you mention it, I'm going to put a little bit on here, just enough. There you go. How about that?
Just for you?
Just for me. You don't get none.
No, I don't want none.
I know you didn't. I know how.
We did good. You done good.
That's amazing.
Wow.
We get to have this.
For lunch all week. I know. Who do we think we are? We eating good. Okay, y'all. There you have it. 2 really easy meals that you could meal prep for the week and have plenty for the whole week. I know we are looking forward to eating both the burrito bowls and the pork loin with Brussels. My goodness, y'all. We're eating good. That's going to be it from us right now. However, now it's time for you to take a step back in time. A quarter of a century ago, just imagine it. The year 2000. We survived Y2K. We thought the world was going to shut down. We survived, and then we got married on June 3rd, 2000. So enjoy these little clips, and we'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.
Stephen, will you take Mandy to be your wife? Will you commit yourself to her happiness and her self-fulfillment as a person, and to her usefulness in God's kingdom? And will you promise to love, honor, trust, and serve her in sickness and in health, in adversity and prosperity, and to be true and loyal to her so long as you both shall live? I do. And to be true and loyal to him so long as you both shall live? I do. Mandy, with this ring, I pledge my life and love to you.
I pledge my life and my love to you.
In the name of the Father,
In the name of the Father,
and of the Son,
and of the Son,
and of the Holy Spirit.
and of the Holy Spirit.
With this ring, I pledge my life and love to you. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Stephen and Mandy have made these commitments before God in this assembly. By the authority of God and the laws of this state, I declare that Stephen and Mandy are husband and wife. Stephen, you may kiss the bride. I now present to you Mr. and Mrs. Stephen Swing.